Across vast plains and dense forests they roam, towering figures etched against the setting sun. These are the elephants, giants of the earth. Their presence commands respect. Their power inspires awe. Elephants are more than just animals. They are symbols of wisdom, strength, and the delicate balance of nature. Join us as we venture into the heart of their world and discover what makes these creatures so extraordinary.
There is a wisdom in their eyes, ancient and deep. Elephants carry the weight of centuries on their massive shoulders. They navigate their surroundings with a grace that belies their size, but their strength is not merely physical. Elephants possess an emotional depth that rivals our own. They form complex bonds, grieve their losses, and display remarkable acts of compassion. Their intelligence is undeniable, their capacity for learning and problem-solving a testament to their evolutionary journey. Elephant society is a tapestry woven with intricate threads of family, hierarchy, and communication. Within their herds, a complex social structure governs their interactions. Matriarchs, wise and experienced, guide their families with unwavering dedication. Young calves, playful and curious, learn the ways of the world under the watchful eyes of their elders. The bonds between them run deep, forged in shared experiences and mutual protection. Their communication extends beyond words, encompassing a language of rumbles, trumpets, and subtle gestures. Our exploration will take us to the heart of their domain, from the savannas of Africa to the lush forests of Asia. Prepare to be amazed by their sheer size and power, humbled by their intelligence and compassion, and inspired by their resilience in the face of adversity. Let us begin our adventure into the world of elephants, a journey that promises to captivate the imagination and stir the soul. Elephants, in their ancient wisdom, have mastered a diverse range of habitats, from the sun-drenched savannas of Africa to the dense emerald forests of Asia. These magnificent creatures have carved their niche across a tapestry of landscapes. Each habitat, with its unique challenges and opportunities, has shaped the elephant's behavior, their diet, and their very way of life. The open plains demand long-distance migrations in search of water and sustenance, while the dense forests require an intricate knowledge of vegetation. From scorching deserts to humid rainforests, elephants have adapted to thrive in some of the most extreme environments on Earth. Imagine a sea of golden grass stretching as far as the eye can see, beneath a canopy of endless blue sky. This is the African savanna, a realm where elephants roam free. Here, space is abundant, but resources are often scarce, demanding resilience and a deep understanding of the land. The savanna elephant, the largest land mammal on Earth, is a master of this domain. Their large ears, like living fans, help to regulate their body temperature. During the wet season, when rains transform the landscape into a verdant paradise, elephants gather in large numbers. In contrast to the open expanses of the African savanna, the Asian elephant navigates a world of lush greenery and dappled sunlight. The forests of Southeast Asia provide both sanctuary and sustenance for these majestic creatures. Smaller in stature than their African counterparts, they move with a quiet grace. Their trunks, incredibly dexterous, are used to pluck delicate fruits from branches and gather leaves from the forest floor. Elephants navigate through dense bamboo thickets, cross rushing rivers, and climb steep slopes in their search for food and water. From the scorching Sahara Desert to the foothills of the Himalayas, elephants have proven their adaptability time and again. In the arid landscapes of Namibia, desert elephants have learned to survive on sparse vegetation and limited water sources. In the high altitudes of the Himalayas, Asian elephants navigate treacherous mountain paths and endure freezing temperatures. These adaptations highlight the remarkable ability of elephants to thrive in even the most challenging environments. At the heart of every elephant herd resides a figure of immense wisdom and experience, the matriarch. Often the oldest and largest female, the matriarch is the living memory of the herd. Her leadership is not one of dominance but of guidance. She determines the herd's movements, leading them to vital resources like water holes and feeding grounds. Beyond navigation, the matriarch is the emotional cornerstone of the herd. Young calves eager to learn often stay close to her side, absorbing her wisdom through observation and imitation. To the casual observer, the elephant's world might seem silent, punctuated only by the occasional trumpet or rumble. But beneath the surface lies a complex and nuanced system of communication. Elephants communicate through a symphony of sounds, vibrations, and subtle gestures, from low-frequency rumbles to ear-splitting trumpets. Each sound carries a specific meaning. These vocalizations are often accompanied by visual cues, such as ear flapping or trunk movements. The true marvel of elephant communication lies in the realm of infrasound sounds below the range of human hearing. The foundation of elephant society rests upon the unbreakable bonds of family. Elephant herds are matrilineal, led by the oldest and most experienced females. These herds, typically consisting of 10 to 30 individuals, are comprised of closely related females and their dependent offspring. Young calves are raised collectively, with aunts and siblings often assisting in their care and upbringing. This communal approach fosters a deep sense of belonging and strengthens the social fabric of the herd. The strength of the herd lies in its unity, a testament to the enduring power of family bonds. The arrival of a newborn calf is a joyous occasion for an elephant herd. Raising a young elephant requires a concerted effort from the entire family group. From the moment a calf is born, it becomes the center of attention, surrounded by a protective circle of aunts and siblings. As the calf grows, it begins to explore its surroundings with boundless curiosity, learning essential skills for survival. As the first rays of dawn pierce the veil of night, the African savanna awakens to a symphony of sounds. For these gentle giants, life is a tapestry woven with ancient rhythms. Their days are governed by the rising and setting of the sun, their movements dictated by the availability of food and water. The herd, led by the matriarch's unwavering guidance, embarks on a journey across the savanna. Their destination, a distant waterhole, a shimmering oasis promising relief from the heat of the day. Young calves, full of energy, scamper playfully around their elders. Foraging for an elephant is not merely a matter of sustenance, it is an art form. With their massive size comes an equally massive appetite. And elephants can spend up to 16 hours a day consuming vast quantities of vegetation. Their trunks, marvels of evolutionary engineering, are their primary tools for foraging. These muscular appendages are used to pluck leaves from branches, grasp clumps of grass, and even dig for water. Their sense of smell, highly developed, guides them to hidden sources of water and ripe fruits. Their foraging habits play a crucial role in shaping the savanna ecosystem. The elephant's trunk is arguably one of the most versatile and fascinating appendages in the animal kingdom. More than just a long nose, it is a complex organ with over 40,000 muscles. The trunk is essential for a multitude of tasks, from breathing and smelling to drinking and communicating. Elephants use their trunks to bathe themselves, spraying water over their bodies to cool off and remove parasites. They use them to caress their young, offering comfort and reassurance with gentle strokes. The trunk is also a formidable weapon when needed, capable of delivering powerful blows. Elephants are not merely inhabitants of their ecosystems, they are architects, their very presence shaping the landscapes they call home. Their impact on the environment is profound, influencing everything from vegetation patterns to water availability to the distribution of other animal species. Their role as ecosystem engineers is crucial for maintaining biodiversity and ensuring the health of these delicate habitats. Their foraging habits, while driven by their own need for sustenance, have far-reaching consequences for the surrounding vegetation. By knocking down trees and stripping bark, elephants create clearings in dense forests, allowing sunlight to reach the forest floor and promoting the growth of new plants. Their dung, rich in nutrients, acts as a natural fertilizer, dispersing seeds and enriching the soil wherever they roam. Their movements across the landscape, often following ancient migration routes, create a network of trails that act as natural fire breaks, limiting the spread of wildfires. These trails also provide access to water sources for other animals, particularly during the dry season when water is scarce. Elephants, in their own way, are guardians of the ecosystem, their presence ensuring the survival of countless other species. For millennia, elephants have commanded our respect, even reverence. Their size, their strength, their aura of wisdom, these qualities instilled a sense of awe in our ancestors. Yet somewhere along the way, admiration morphed into exploitation. The very traits we admired became the targets of our greed, casting long shadows over the future of these magnificent creatures. The story of humanity's relationship with elephants is a complex one, a tapestry woven with threads of admiration and exploitation, respect and greed. For centuries, elephants were hunted for their ivory, their hides, and their meat. They were captured and trained, their immense strength and intelligence exploited for labor and warfare. The demand for ivory in particular fueled a ruthless trade that decimated elephant populations across Africa and Asia. The impact of this exploitation has been devastating. Elephant populations, once abundant across vast swaths of the globe, have plummeted in recent centuries. The African forest elephant, once a common sight in the dense jungles of Central Africa, is now critically endangered, its numbers reduced to a fraction of what they once were. The Asian elephant, revered in many cultures for its spiritual significance, faces similar threats, its habitat shrinking as human populations expand. Of all the threats facing elephants, perhaps none is more insidious or more devastating than the ivory trade. Driven by a seemingly insatiable demand for luxury goods, this illicit trade has pushed elephants to the brink of extinction. Their tusks, once symbols of wisdom and strength, transformed into objects of vanity and greed. The ivory trade operates on a global scale, a complex network of poachers, middlemen, and wealthy consumers, all profiting from the slaughter of these magnificent creatures. Poachers, often driven by poverty and desperation, target elephants for their tusks, leaving behind a trail of carnage and orphaned calves. The ivory is then smuggled across borders, often disguised as legal goods, before ending up in the hands of carvers and artisans who transform it into trinkets and ornaments. Despite international efforts to ban the ivory trade, the demand persists, fueled by a combination of cultural traditions, status symbols, and sheer ignorance. In some parts of the world, ivory is still seen as a symbol of wealth and prosperity, its possession a mark of prestige. This demand, coupled with weak law enforcement and rampant corruption, allows the trade to continue, pushing elephants closer to the edge of extinction. As human populations grow and our footprint on the planet expands, elephants face another, more insidious threat: habitat loss. Forests, once vast and impenetrable, are being cleared at an alarming rate to make way for agriculture, logging and mining. Savannas, once the domain of countless herds, are being fragmented by roads, fences and human settlements. This relentless encroachment into elephant habitat has devastating consequences for these wide-ranging animals. As their habitat shrinks, elephants are forced into closer proximity to humans, leading to increased conflict over resources and land. Crops are raided, water sources are depleted, and human lives are sometimes lost. This conflict, often portrayed as elephants encroaching on human territory, is a direct result of our own actions, our insatiable appetite for land and resources. The fragmentation of elephant habitat also has genetic consequences. As populations become isolated from one another, their gene pools shrink, making them more susceptible to disease and less adaptable to environmental change. This loss of genetic diversity further jeopardizes the long-term survival of these magnificent creatures, pushing them closer to the precipice of extinction. The plight of elephants is a stark reminder of our own interconnectedness with the natural world. Their fate is inextricably linked to our own, and their decline is a reflection of our own unsustainable practices. But there is still time to act, to reverse the tide of destruction and ensure that these magnificent creatures continue to grace our planet for generations to come. Protecting elephants requires a multi-pronged approach, a global effort that addresses the root causes of their decline. We must strengthen anti-poaching efforts, disrupt trafficking networks, and reduce demand for ivory. We must work to mitigate human-elephant conflict, finding ways for humans and elephants to coexist peacefully in shared landscapes. But perhaps most importantly, we must address the underlying issues of poverty, inequality, and unsustainable consumption that drive the demand for ivory and the destruction of elephant habitat. We must find ways to live in greater harmony with nature, recognizing that the fate of elephants is ultimately our own fate. The time to act is now, before these gentle giants are lost forever. We stand at a crossroads, a pivotal moment in the long and intertwined history of humans and elephants. The choices we make today will determine the fate of these magnificent creatures. Will we allow greed to extinguish the light in their eyes, to silence their ancient songs? Or will we rise to the challenge and ensure their legacy endures? The story of elephants is a reflection of our own. Their plight shows our capacity for cruelty and kindness. We have the power to destroy, but also to protect. The question is, which path will we choose? It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the challenges facing elephants, to feel as though our actions are but a drop in the ocean. But even the smallest acts of kindness can create ripples of change that wash over the world. Each time we support sustainable practices and refuse ivory products, we vote for a brighter future for elephants. Speaking out against poaching and habitat destruction adds strength to a growing chorus demanding change. Never underestimate the power of your voice, your choices, your actions. Within each of us lies the potential to make a difference, to be a force for good in the world. By embracing our roles as informed citizens and vocal advocates, we create a ripple effect that reaches across borders and generations. Imagine a world where elephants roam free, their ancient migration routes unobstructed, their families thriving in protected landscapes, where the sound of trumpets echoing across the savannah or through the dense forest is a common occurrence. Imagine our children witnessing the majesty of elephants in the wild, their spirits ignited by these gentle giants. A future where humans and elephants coexist in harmony, aligned with sustainability and conservation. Where the illegal wildlife trade is a relic of the past, replaced by a global economy valuing biodiversity. This is an achievable goal, a vision for the future within our grasp. As our exploration of the elephant's world comes to an end, we are left with a profound sense of wonder. We have witnessed their power, grace, intelligence, and compassion. We have delved into their social structures and unique adaptations, but most importantly, their story is far from over. Their journey continues, and the next chapter is yet to be written. The choices we make today will determine their future. Let us choose compassion and ensure these creatures continue to grace our planet.